Hello, this is Eric Joseph. As you may remember me from a podcast for all seasons, which we actually canceled a couple months back, but I said that I would return here and there for podcasts, and it turns out we're actually doing Videocast because we decided to do this in costume. But like I said, here and there, I thought I'd do shows with cosplayers, and this is the first of what maybe several, but as you know, I just don't have as much time to podcast these days because I'm very busy. So, I'm here in Green Arrow, at least from the waist up in camera, because below the camera line, I'm actually wearing a tutu. So, or not. I'm here today with.
I'm Hello Kimmy Cosplay, and I'm wearing the top half of Quicksilver from X-Men.
Okay, and we apologize. Lighting's not all that great. I mean, think built-in webcam. I probably look more like a druid than Green Arrow right now. So it's funny, I actually met you briefly at a New Year's Eve celebration that was more geared toward cosplay.
Yep.
But I've probably seen you around at cons and stuff. So how long have you been going to cons and cosplaying?
I've been going for 9 years now, and I've been doing cosplay for about the same amount of time, but it all just started with like really bad closet cosplays because we were back in the old days.
Party City.
I never did the Party City stuff, but I do remember the Milano days of cosplay, if you're around for that.
No.
Oh, there was this old site. You know how nowadays we have all these different sites to buy cosplay from?
Yeah.
So back then there were only a couple, and one of the popular ones was Milano. And they basically, the crappy eBay wigs and costumes you can get that are really bad quality?
Yeah.
It's like almost all that. But that was like your options at the time. So those were fun days.
Yeah, I don't have the skill to make my own stuff, but I bought this Green Arrow costume, and it's a pretty good replica. I think this is pretty much the pro cosplay outfit, though I bought it from some Amazon vendor, but I'm guessing it comes from the same factory.
Yeah,
but it's
really
pretty
good.
Close to the on-screen product. It's always great, like people saying like, I'm the best Green Arrow at a con or something. And they're like, why aren't you in the costume contest? And I make my costume. But so did you do the cosplay thing like right from the start when you started ongoing? Because I didn't get into it until a bit later.
Yeah, I started pretty much immediately. I was like, oh, what's this convention thing? It's cosplay. And then I was talking to my friend about it, and we were like, what could you do? And at the time, I think it was Yuki Cross from Vampire Night was my first cosplay, and I had short brown hair at the time, and that is what her hair looked like in the manga. So I just did that, grabbed like a white button up, some red ribbon from the store, tied it in a bow, and then a little skirt and some thigh highs.
Actually, come to think of it, I did technically cosplay at my first con. My friend and I were Sam and Dean Winchester. I was Sam. But the thing is, and I'm told that most supernatural cosplayers are women. So when you're a guy as Sam and Dean, you just look like a couple guys. And no one knows you're cosplaying.
Yeah, I could see that, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been Sam 3 times now.
I think most of that supernatural cosplayers have seen they are women now that I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, then someone else say like, yeah, I'm Sam. I'm like, oh, now I see it. So my hair often tends to be long anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I started small with like Sam. I did like a half-assed Leon Kennedy at one point from Resident Evil 4. And then I started getting more ambitious, like Joker and Green Arrow, and I'm hoping to do maybe Deathstroke for my next big one, Batman, if I can do it right. Because there's no point in doing Batman unless.
Which Batman would you do?
Hard to say. I really like Affleck's costume.
Wait, not that really big bulky one for Batman versus Superman,
well,
right?
Well, not the mech suit.
Okay.
So maybe that, but when people look at you, you just want them to see that character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can't be Party City Batman. And just, I don't know, and Batman, oddly enough, is one of the most expensive characters to cosplay.
Oh, it doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, because most suits, the good ones, are like at least $1,500.
Yeah.
I know pro cosplay is these ones. But enough about Batman. We have a guess. So, what have been some of your favorites that you've done so far?
I guess my favorites, one of them I did this ball gown Cheshire cat that was really fun to do. I made the whole costume. I had like a tail. I had like a little masquerade mask. It was a really fun one to make and wear to a con, but I've only worn it to Dragon Con so far because it's such a hassle to put on. Anytime I bring it to a convention, I'm just like, I'll put on this instead. Poison Ivy's always been fun. I've done a few different versions with her, but she's just a really fun one to do, and everyone kind of recognizes her. And I kind of made a mistake of ordering 75 feet of Ivy Vine, so I kind of had to make a bunch of different versions. And what other ones? Bill Cipher, I cosplayed him from Gravity Falls. That was a really fun one because they did it back when the show was still airing and when the hype was really big. It was just a really good show, honestly.
I've noticed there's kind of been like a rise in female Bill Ciphers lately.
Yeah, there was a good amount. I just had like a dress, and I just have a yellow dress, black corset, little top hat, eye patch, which walking around with the eye patch on is so weird. Your depth perception is so messed up, and trying to walk down like any stairs, you feel like you're falling.
Oh yeah, I know, because like I said, I haven't done a full-on Deathstroke, but I've done like a business casual Deathstroke with like like a black suit, orange shirt, and then the mask itself. And yeah, sometimes I'll go down flight of stairs and you kind of do that slide.
You're like, oh,
catch yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, that I've had problems with that. It's not always easy to get around, but you kind of have to do in character. I used to wear the eye patch under the mask too, but like it eventually started giving me migraines, just how constricting it was. So I just stopped bothering with that. I'd say, I mean, I haven't seen all your cosplays, but just kind of quickly looking through your galleries and stuff. I think my favorite, and you probably learned that I'm partial to Harley Quinn, was one. It was, I don't know if you were doing a nod to the Arkham City Harley, but it was kind of, you had like blonde wig with pigtails, white face paint, and then like a corset, and then some stylized stockings.
That's exactly what I was doing.
It was Arkham City. Okay, yeah, that was. Because I noticed you also did a few versions of Harley, but I like that one.
That one I did, I think 2, almost 3 years ago now. That one was a really fun one, even though almost every piece was bought for that one, except the bra I just colored in. And I made the bat. I actually was in high school at the time, and I bought the bat from one of my friends who was on the baseball team. He was like, I'll sell you one of my old ones for like $10. So I just spray painted it and made it look like her bat. And thankfully, no comment ever questioned me about that bat.
Yeah.
That's a real baseball bat.
Yeah, props are especially tricky these days because, unfortunately, there are so many shootings now, and I understand why they want to. Well, that's like one reason why I don't bring arrows with me. Sometimes people ask, where are arrows, and I just say, like on the TV show, they're CGI. You can't see them. But even though I'm there at press a lot of the time, I just don't want security to give me shit at all.
Yeah, I get that.
That's like if I eventually get to do Deathstroke, I'm probably just gonna get like a prop sword or something. Because I'm not gonna bother with the fake guns for the reasons we're talking about, and just the fact I know it's part of the look, but I just don't like the orange tip on the guns. It just, no matter how badass you're trying to look, everyone knows you're holding a toy, and it's kind of, I don't know, breaks the illusion for me at least.
Yeah, kind of. That's why I kind of try to avoid characters who have guns unless it's like a very obvious ASDF gun. Like, it looks very weird, very cartoony. So like, I want to do Miss Fortune from League of Legends at some point. Her guns are very obviously fake. They're very ridiculous looking. They're like this big, giant front part. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, a few years ago, Motor City Comic Con, my friend Josh and I, we ran into like a young girl who was cosplaying as Castiel, and her angel sword was actually metal. You can actually kill someone with it if you wanted to. But she got in with it because, mostly people make it out of like plastic or something. But yeah, it was actually, it could be a lethal weapon. But
I'm a little guilty of that. Since you say you look around, you probably saw my 2D cosplay, maybe.
Yeah.
So the story I had for that was just metal. It's metal. I bought it off of Amazon. It's just not sharpened at all, but that's just, I can't cut anyone with it. Theoretically, I could still stab someone with it.
Yeah.
So if I brought it to a convention, I'd have to keep it sheathed or just leave it in my room unless I want to get a photo shoot.
Yeah, theoretically, you can stab someone with anything. It just takes elbow grease and can-do attitude. So are there any on your to-do list or what's coming up?
Oh. Yeah, I have a couple on my to-do list. So recently I did Android 21 from Dragon Ball Z Fighter, and they just released the whole thing of her art of her Majin skin. And I wanted to do that one really bad because it just looks so badass. Then there was, I do have Charmander ball gown, or maybe Charter's ball gown, I haven't decided which yet. So I'll probably be doing that. I wanted to do that for Katsukan, but it got too close to a convention. A lot of stuff came up, and I never got to start it. A couple others, but I can't remember them right now. I usually have my little list.
Yeah, actually, how we started talking is I walked up to her, and you had a blue wig, so, well, even though the character, as we know, it doesn't always have that kind of hair color, I'm normally good at cosplay casting people, too, and I was like, you'd make a great Killer Frost. And I don't know, maybe with the way that this isn't as high def as we'd like it to be, I mean, look at her and don't tell me she doesn't at least bear passing resemblance to Danielle Panabaker, especially with that wig right now. But yeah, from the Flash TV show, I mean, she's had a few different looks because they had the Earth 2 version first, but I think you'd make a great Killer Frost.
Yeah, I was considering it after you said that. I'm like, that'd be pretty cool. And I looked at her again and was like, I like how she looks. So it might happen.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I think my favorite look for her was the Earth 1 version from season 3. Because now that they kind of gave her this more casual look with a leather jacket.
Yeah.
I think it's they're trying to visually separate, ambiguous hero Killer Frost from last year's villain Killer Frost. Another character I think that you fit well is Magpie. That's how she was on Beware the Batman. If you ever watched that.
I haven't.
Oh, it's great. Unfortunately, it ran for only one season, but it was a CGI Batman show. And one reason why it got flagged was just because they used a lot of lesser-known villains because WB doesn't let Batman have a rest. So the producers were like, okay, we're going to focus on the lesser-known villains. And people didn't quite warm up to that as much.
They were like, where's Joker and Harley and
Heidi? That's not to say they were never going to come. Ra's al Ghul was one of the big villains in season 1. That was Deathstroke. And then they were building to Two-Face, and he got scarred at the end of season 1, but you never saw what he looked like. He was just walking around with bandages on his head. But yeah, they had Professor Pig, Magpie, Tobias Whale, and then people were like, oh, why is he teaming up with Katana instead of Robin? And if you followed how it was building to be Batman and the Outsiders, which is something we hadn't really seen much in anything outside of comics. So
yeah,
it was still in keeping with it. It was just a different way of going about it. But budgets are high with it being all CGI. Green Lantern, lasted one season. Well, that was partially because the movie doomed it. That's the story for another day.
Oh yeah.
So before we move on to, we're also going to talk most anticipated movies of 2018. Is there anything you'd like to say about cons you're attending this year?
I'm really cutting down my conventions this year. I will be at Con, hopefully. I have also been thinking about doing ASIN one last time. I'm doing YomoCon, of course, Hometown Con. And YemiCon up in Canada because the venue is beautiful for photo shoots. And I'm hoping it doesn't rain all weekend like it did last year.
Yeah, YemiCon was bad last year for rain.
Yeah.
Friday was okay.
It rains every year out there now.
But, well, 2016 was my first. That was nice all weekend. I think it was like 60 downtown in November, which is good.
Yeah.
Then our last winter was very bizarre because I remember going to Blood Bash out in Jackson, which was in February, and it was like 60 that day. Yeah, I haven't done ASIN because I'm not really much of an anime guy, so if I go to an anime con, it's just going to be in Michigan, but it's often the same weekend as Motor City Comic Con.
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't go last year.
Yeah. But I think I might have told you about it, and I'm guessing a lot of Michigan people are going to be watching this. At least hopefully, because that's who's probably going to see it most when we share this thing around. We finally have another big comic convention coming to the state. And I mean, there are a lot of small and mid-sized ones popping up, but, you know, some of us have been waiting for something other than Motor City Comic Con, you know, and don't take that as a jab at it. I love Motor City Comic Con, it's my favorite in the state, but there's no other big Comic Con until here, and Unicon is big as well, but like it's a different part of fandom. I love Midwest Media Expo because it was a blend of things, but they're taking the year off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a shame. That was a fun convention.
Yeah, they, not to get sidetracked here before we get into Michigan Comic Con, but yeah, I love Midwest Media Expo, and there's probably stuff, you know, we shouldn't say on air, and a lot of stuff wasn't made public. But I'm wondering, you know, maybe you paid attention to all the stuff that goes on. Basically, everything got out, and people know what happened. And
yeah.
Let's just say the same people who have run Unicon for over a decade probably didn't slip up there. This might be a hotel that changes regimes like every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully they come back next
so.
year and find a good venue. NotCon was a lot of fun. Did you go to that?
Oh yeah, I did. That was really fun to do.
Yeah, I was there all weekend, which is surprising. If you didn't know the story, days before Midwest Media Expo, the show got canceled, which was like unheard of for conventions, especially if they're of decent size. And what was especially bad about it is, I mean, I'm no stranger to covering conventions, but that was my first where we got this covered. So I basically had to tell my boss, yeah, the first convention I booked for you just got canceled. And it was like, oh, now they've got a replacement con. That was another thing that was unheard of. They threw a replacement con at another venue for free.
And they managed to do it within like 24 hours of being canceled. It was like this whole day people were like freaking out, and then the next day all of a sudden they're like, oh, we have a new venue this hotel offered us to let us use their space, and we're going to run a free con. And a couple of our guests even said they would still attend.
Yeah, what was great is that even though it was much less floor space than they would have originally had, it still pulled off the Midwest Media Expo experience. Because they had the gaming out on the floor, you know, cosplayers that were, they had panels, they had concerts, they had raves on Friday and Saturday night. So it still felt like I was there, and it was one of my favorite weekends of 2017, to be honest. But yeah, before we move, because I get sidetracked. Michigan Comic Con is at Coho Arena, and it's, I forget the exact dates offhand, but it's early to mid-August, so just look it up. It's on Facebook. It's the same people that put together like San Francisco, Tampa Bay, Indiana Comic Con, and probably a few others. So they know what they're doing, and it seems like a lot of people are already picking up on it. So probably, I mean, not going to be as big as Motor City the first year, but it's a 3-day event, so maybe it'll get there in a few years. So,
hopefully.
you going to check it out?
I might check it out. I actually have always preferred anime to Comic-Con just a little bit, purely because Comic-Cons, I feel like they're a little more, a lot of them kind of act more as a cash grab. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't mind grabbing cash, but I've heard someone use that before, but I know it's you know, it's a different experience because you have more like bigger celebrities.
Yeah.
And those, whereas anime, you know, it's more voice actors.
Yeah, that's true. It kind of just depends. Plus, I'm also not a huge fan of children, and there tend to be a lot more kids at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I can relate, but you know, with it being, you know, broader entertainment, you're going to pull in families and everything. But I've never had any, you know, bad experiences with a kid there. I did think it was funny last year. I was walking by and I heard one kid say, "Dad, there's another Arrow, but his costume's cooler."
That is a little child.
But he was complimenting me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that that was kind of funny. But
yeah,
I was kind of thinking maybe his dad didn't want to stop for another Green Arrow picture. But yeah, it's just
yeah. I mean, I've never had bad experiences with kids or a big cash grab or anything. It's just a little annoying to me.
Yes, I just I'm gonna try and say this as politely as I can, but I noticed that, you know, at anime cons, and this is probably gonna get spun out of control if the wrong person hears this, but I noticed that sometimes at anime cons, you tend to get some people that are maybe more socially awkward, and I don't always deal with that well. Granted, I'm someone who probably emotionally matured at a slower rate, but you know, I like to think I handled it well, and I'm really hoping that nothing tries to update while we're doing this. I'm just gonna hit remind me later. See you later, Chrome and Kaspersky. I don't. Yeah, because 2 weeks I was a guest on a friend's show, and right as we were going on here, both of our computers decided to do Windows updates.
Oh no.
Yeah, and he was the guy hosting the show. So yeah, luckily the other guys did it on the fly until we got in like 15 minutes late. But yeah, like I've just had like, you know, sometimes I just, like, I was walking around looking for a friend at UMaCon while I was in my Arrow gear, and one guy's like, "Oliver Queen, you have failed this city." And yeah, I get it. We talk to each other in character sometimes, but sometimes I hate when people actually flat out talk to me like I'm the character. Like when I was Joker, one guy's like trying to do riddles and he was Riddler, and I'm like, no. But anyway, this guy, like, he says, "Oliver Queen, you have failed the city," and he starts like waving a magic wand at me, and I just said no and walked away.
Like,
yeah. Kind of wish I would have been able. I was going to do like a black metal Joker at UMaCon this year, but my friend Jasmine, who does my makeup, wasn't available that day, so it's did quarter vowels, and it was unfortunate because the other Joker cosplayers there were like overly obnoxious and really playing it up too much.
I've noticed that with a lot of Joker and Deadpool cosplayers, especially.
Deadpool cosplayers are the reason I hate the character. But, I mean, I appreciate what Ryan Reynolds does. What's funny is he's more subtle than the cosplayers, and he's playing it for the big screen.
Yeah.
But you know, when we were doing the DC Comics photo shoot at UMaCon, Joker cosplayers were being obnoxious and telling jokes about filleting each other, and it's like, you're not even in character anymore. Yeah, so I don't know. My Joker, have you seen the pictures of?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to go with the version you play. My Joker's darker, and I try to play it more subtle and scary.
Yeah.
I don't know, because he's a bad guy. That's what you want him to be, and if you're a villain, you have to bring out that villain side. Like I say, my Joker isn't someone you take to the prom or whatever.
I mean, when I was Harley, I would just, when I'd see a Joker, I would put on the voice real quick and just say, "Hi, Puddin," or something like that to them. But that would be as far as I really wanted. I wouldn't keep doing the voice and doing that stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't do a voice of my own at times, but what I also didn't like, a lot of people fall into this trapping of they have to do a Mark Hamill impression. Yeah, and I'm not Mark Hamill. I'm not Mark Hamill's Joker, so why should I sound like Mark Hamill? You know, it's like a lot of people gave Margot Robbie flack for not sounding like Arlene Sorkin.
It's like that's
why
not
should
she? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I get people would have probably liked her to have a little more of the accent, but I'm like, you know, that's just not the version she's doing. She doesn't have the accent. That's Margot Robbie.
Yeah, because one thing I've noticed, and it's not a knock, is a lot of voice actresses have followed Arlene Sorkin, but everyone has kind of just been doing an Arlene Sorkin impression.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't mind Margot Robbie. I mean, she was still the character.
Yeah.
For me, I really liked what she did with it. You think it's time to talk movies?
Yep.
All right.
Kind of on it already, so.
Okay. So what we're going to do here is, you know, since obviously we're doing a more geeky show, we're going to start with superhero movies first. And first I'll run down the list of what we got, because it's another packed year. Less packed because New Mutants got delayed until 2019, in case you folks haven't heard. Even though I'm pretty sure the movie's probably finished.
Oh yeah.
It just got pushed by 10 months.
Yeah.
So February next month we have Black Panther. May we got Avengers: Infinity War and Deadpool 2. Yes, Deadpool 2 got moved up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it comes out 2 weeks after Infinity War, 1 week before Solo, a Star Wars story. So let's not be surprised if Deadpool 2 doesn't do as well as it could.
Yeah.
As it could just get steamrolled. Like,
hopefully.
Yeah, because that's like Hellboy 2 back in the day could have done better, but it released a week before The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I feel like it's a shame when movies come out too close to each other, and a good movie does get steamrolled by the popularity of another good movie.
Yeah, exactly. July we have Ant-Man and the Wasp. October is Venom. November, X-Men Dark Phoenix. And December, Aquaman and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Personally, my most anticipated toss-up between Avengers: Infinity War and Aquaman. Yes, I know the luster of the team-up movies kind of worn off at this point, but the fact that this is what Marvel Studios have been building to for 10 years now. So it's really got this big event sense to it, and it's being split into two.
Has it really been 10 years already?
Yeah, since Iron Man 1, 10 years in May. And then, you know, they've been building with Thanos for so long. You know, there's just so much, and it looks like they're probably going to get crazy sci-fi and comic booky with this one too. And personally, we were talking about this before we went on air. I prefer the Russo brothers to Joss Whedon, because I think what they've done with Winter Soldier and Civil War was just phenomenal. So especially with this kind of maybe being a bit more darker than the first two Avengers, you know, they'll do well with it. And then Aquaman, we haven't seen him yet in a solo movie, and I'm really looking forward to how they do that. I mean, James Wan's a very good filmmaker. Jason Momoa was just perfect.
Oh yeah, he did so good as Aquaman. Even if he didn't have the biggest part in Justice League, he still kind of stole the show a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You could tell just from the trailers. And people always have this image of Aquaman, maybe from, you know, Super Friends, and Big Bang Theory certainly doesn't help, that he's some kind of sissy, and he writes Seaworth. It's like, no, if you know anything about the character, he's really badass.
Oh yeah. I feel like in the, you know, people who are casual superhero fans who do view him like that, this is definitely going to change their perspective, or just the general public who have really started to like superhero movies since all of this started. Yeah,
I'm hoping they take a lot of influence from The Trench. I think that's the one, the first art Jeff Johns did in New 52. I think they're supposed to have a bit of Throne of Atlantis influence there as well, but yeah, I'm guessing this one's going to be pretty good unless Warner Brothers butchers it in the editing room, orders reshoots. But yeah, because if they do, we'll know it's not James Wan's fault, because he wouldn't screw up like that.
Yeah.
But I could see Aquaman, as long as it doesn't have too much stiff competition that much, it could be the next Wonder Woman.
I can see, yeah.
What stands out most to you on that list, like one or two?
Well,
like the tie.
definitely Black Panther is what I'm really anticipating. I actually have a ticket to see the premiere Thursday night, and then I go to Comic Con the next day. And I gotta say, Deadpool 2, because I just really love the Deadpool movie, and I'm excited to see kind of where they go with this. I would have said Avengers Infinity War, but we were talking about before with that. I'm just a little concerned with this, because I feel like with as much as they're putting in these movies, there is a lot of room to also screw it up.
Yeah.
So it's a little worrying, and just that's the only reason why I'm really hesitant about it. It's just there's a lot of room to screw up. There's a lot of room for things to get confusing as well.
Yeah.
Also, they changed Thanos. Why did they make him look
Why
so
it looks like the
weird?
guy from Monsters.
Yeah. I don't get why he looks so different.
My favorite Photoshop of him was one someone gave him like yellow skin and a brown beard and put a note on his hand so he's like Homer Simpson.
Yeah, I don't get it.
He already looked fine.
Yeah, he looked. I liked how he looked before. He looked cool, and now
He was a cool looking Darkseid knockoff. Well, he is. You know he's Darkseid knockoff, but still he looked better. And hey, we're never gonna get Darkseid in a movie because Justice League bombed, so this is the closest we're gonna get.
Yeah.
So it's great flavored Darkseid, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes I think Thanos just has like a grape scent to him, like maybe like some kind of bubble tape or Laffy Taffy, something.
Oh my god. But yeah, Black Panther and Deadpool 2 are definitely two ones. Black Panther it looks like it's gonna be amazing. It has an amazing cast.
Yeah, what's funny is it's projected to open much bigger than Justice League. And when you sit back and think, nah, it's not well deserved. It's like a guy whose only appearance has been as a supporting role in Civil War is going to be Justice League. It's just, well, WB has no one themselves to blame for that.
Yeah.
Because of how they handle it. But yeah, like Deadpool, like I said, I'm not into the character per se, but they've got him right with the first movie.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to how they're gonna, bring in Cable and Domino, and hopefully we'll still get that X-Force movie with the whole merger, Fox and Disney.
Yeah.
I think that they'll let Deadpool exist by himself because really he's got his own version of Colossus, and it doesn't have to really have anything to do with possibly rebooting the X-Men, which I think Marvel's going to have to do because since they reset the timeline with Days of Future Past, these movies have been taking place in the past, so they're all going to be old if they meet up with, our current Avengers and stuff. So, and then it solves your Wolverine problem. It's just Wolverine in a different universe.
Maybe we'll get a better Quicksilver from Marvel this time.
Well, actually, no, because it's still he's dead.
True, he is dead.
But maybe we could work it in that they never knew Magneto was their father, or something.
Good.
But yeah, other ones on that list, like, I'm really looking forward to Black Panther because for me, it's like, it's got all the coolness of Iron Man with like the action of Captain America.
Yeah.
That makes sense because they blended, well, it fits with the character, but just if, you've seen the trailers, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
And that's why I think so many people are going to pick up on it. Maybe Black Panther can be their new Iron Man because, Downey's getting up there.
Yeah.
Then also on that list, Venom. A lot of people are probably giving that shit because it's Sony and they don't always do well with it. And there's it's probably not tied to Spider-Man in any way, but I just think that's going to be a big ass movie. And can they do Venom any worse than Spider-Man 3 did?
True.
Probably not. Venom looks cool on that movie.
I mean, he looks cool,
but
just no.
And let's just hope Tom Hardy doesn't say something as dumb as "I like being bad. It makes me happy." You just think adults wrote that dialogue. Adults read it.
They still got that.
Topher Grace said it. They shot it, and it made the final cut.
And no one said, "Hey, maybe not." Let's not have that in there.
And then Dark Phoenix, looking forward to. And as we were saying, might be the last iteration we see of these X-Men from First Class Crew. And we got to at least mention Into the Spider-Verse because have you seen the trailer for that?
I haven't yet.
Oh, it looks pretty cool. You know, it's animated and it's pretty stylistic, but the advantages animated movies have always had over live action is it doesn't quite have that budget limit. Granted, you do have a budget. You have like this is how many minutes your movie has to be or whatever. So you're kind of limited by that, but you can just draw what would normally take, you know, months of post-production or building a set. But you can do even more with something that has the budget that's going to be in theaters. And I'm hoping this opens the door, and it's cool to get to see like Miles Morales, probably Spider-Gwen, and others. So we're going to see something that's not Peter Parker, and hopefully this opens the door for more movies like this, and fingers crossed, Batman Beyond. But speaking of which, I guess that leads us into DC's animated slate, which, you know, a lot of people probably enjoy. I certainly do. I look forward to these probably almost as much as I do what's in theaters. But we have Batman Gotham by Gaslight, which I didn't tell her, but now's the time I kind of, within release, well, at least throwing distance of Gotham by Gaslight's release. So this is the time where I have to start watching the door for my Blu-ray copy to be dropped off because I'm going to be I can't interview a movie. Reviewing that for We Got Discovered soon enough. But yeah, it's the first Elseworld one, you know, Batman hunts Jack the Ripper, Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay, The Death of Superman, and then Batman Ninja, which is an anime, which if you've seen the trailer, it's like really wild. I was wondering if people were going to hate it, but everyone's like, this looks different and it might turn out well, but I guess it's getting released in theaters in Japan first before it comes here, so I'm guessing the Blu-ray will be out in fall. But of those, I'd say Suicide Squad Hell to Pay is the one I'm looking forward to most because I wanted to see more of like a New 52 rebirth Harley Quinn, and we haven't really gotten that in animation yet. I like the Batman and Harley Quinn animated movie, but although they did some nods, it was more classic Harley than anything, and I'm someone who actually prefers the newer Harley because the recent comics are what got me to fall in love with her since she broke away from the Joker, became her own woman, and had this supporting cast. And I don't know if you've heard, she's getting a mature rated animated series on DC's new streaming service. So that'll be cool. But yeah, Hell to Pay looks cool. Death of Superman also looking forward to, which they're going to split into two movies. Reign of the Supermans next year. Reign of the Supermen. And then, I mean, granted, we had Superman Doomsday, but that was more truncated and inspired by, I guess, this is going to be a full-blown adaptation with a bigger budget. But what appeals to you on the animated slate?
The Suicide Squad Hall of Pay, definitely see how that goes. And Batman Ninja, it is very different. It looked pretty crazy, but it's also really different. So I think that does have potential to be really good, or it could just be just weird.
Yeah. Trailers can, you know, be one thing. It just all matters how the filmmakers pull it off. Really. We don't know who the American cast is going to be.
Oh yeah, voice acting can honestly ruin some characters.
Yeah, I'm guessing they'll probably get, you know, the usual people from WB to voice cast it. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy might not be the right fit for this Batman, but you know, hopefully they get some, you know,
whoever they get is good.
Yeah, some decent people working on it. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt the Blu-ray still has some Japanese track on it. You can still watch both, but it would be kind of odd. Probably hurt sales if they just released it with subtitles here.
Yeah,
because all the trailers we've seen have been in Japanese thus far. And unfortunately, Marvel hasn't really been doing the animated movie thing in a while.
It's pretty much just because they're doing well enough with just their live action films.
Yeah,
like, we don't really need to go into the animated realm.
They were doing it for a while, but that was before Disney bought them.
Oh, yeah.
And Lionsgate was doing some pretty good direct-to-video ones. And then once Disney bought them, they let them finish out the ones they were going to do. And then it stopped. And then we got like a few animes that were Black Widow and Punisher was pretty good if you saw that. And then there were like some ones geared toward kids, but they were like really shitty CGI. And I didn't even bother with those.
Yeah, I remember seeing those like on like Disney XD or something
I
like
think they
that.
were like Heroes Unite or something. It's
Yeah.
like there's one with like Iron Man, Captain America.
I just remember seeing commercials and being like, no, I'll pass.
Yeah, because I mean the ones on Disney XD, their series looked visually good. It's like why couldn't you at least put the effort into? I don't know. It was probably just trying to make a quick buck or whatever.
Yeah.
It probably failed.
Kind of like what Teen Titans Go did.
And oh yeah, that was another one we didn't mention. That's going to theaters. Probably forgot to mention it. Among all those juggernauts. Yeah, Teen Titans Go to the Movies. It's out in July.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't think that's one I'll be seeing in theaters.
No.
I don't care if Teen Titans Go at all.
No. I mean, there were like a couple episodes that were funny because they were making fun of the show itself, and they were just like, yeah, this isn't the original Teen Titans. We're just gonna make fun of ourselves at this point.
Yeah, it was just odd. Why Warner Brothers, if anything, is not counting like those one night only things like the Killing Joke and stuff. This is the first DC animated movie to get an actual theatrical release since Batman Mask of the Phantasm in like '93.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just weird that they chose Teen Titans Go.
Out of everything.
Yeah, it's like they could have done another Batman. They certainly like put a Batman in everything, or even like Justice League or something. But
they actually had Justice League and Teen Titans Go opposite.
Yeah.
I don't think they really had the characters, but they broke into the Hall of Justice, and Cyborg was like fangirling me. So I want to be part of the Justice League so bad. It was kind of funny because with the movie that just came out, Cyborg being
yeah, I think it was funny. Did you see the TV trailer for the movie yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that they all were all trying to dress up as Wonder Woman because arguably now she's the hottest thing going. Because I mean, we're not here to analyze upcoming movies, but I think that's one reason why Batman's going to have to be recast for Matt Reeves' movie is that a lot of people didn't like Batman versus Superman, and that was one reason why Justice League bombed was because people saw it as a sequel to Batman versus Superman because you might say like, oh, the movie made like $800 million. Well, both Batman versus Superman and Justice League should have cleared $1 billion easily. There's no reason they should have. And most of Batman versus Superman's money was made in its first 2 weeks, and then just sank like a stone.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's word that Henry Cavill is going to be doing maybe a solo Superman movie, but the thing is, a lot of people see those guys as, Ben Affleck, he's that guy from Batman versus Superman. And I think they just have to go in with a clean slate.
Yeah.
So the movie can perform as well as it does. That's like, I don't know why they're doing Flashpoint because it's Justice League 1.5. People aren't going to show.
Yeah.
Whereas Suicide Squad was divisive. You had, it was later at the box office. It was still performing well over weeks. And Harley was very popular coming out of that. You like Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I did.
I'm someone who actually liked Batman versus Superman.
I didn't.
Even though it's not perfect.
Honestly, when I went in to see Justice League, without end up giving any spoilers by accident, but the scene where Batman goes, "I'll bring out the big guns," and when he brings in Lois Lane, I was about to walk out of the theater if he brought up like the whole Martha card again. I was like, I swear to God, if Martha gets out of that car, I'm leaving the theater because I do not want to see that or deal with any of that again. It's so. Personally, thought Martha was really dumb.
I just think that Batman vs Superman actually could have been done better because have you seen Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, and World's Finest animated ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, both those are around an hour, and they did it better. It's just they could have played it up, with them being buddies and whatnot. I mean, they could have maybe fought in the first act, but even if did you see the Ultimate Edition?
No, I didn't.
It's 3 hours, and it does fill in a lot of blanks and makes it a fuller story, but it makes the movie appear even more actionless, and the fight's not until 2 hours in.
Yeah.
So it's if you wanted Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent, like some political thriller, that's what it. But it should have taken 2 hours of build up to get them to fight. And yeah, there's just it could have been handled. And introducing Justice League emails. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so good. And honestly, with Justice League, I did kind of like you said, there was too much build up in that. Justice League, I felt like they rushed it a little too much. Like there were just some scenes that should have taken a bit longer.
Well, the head of Warner Brothers demanded that it be under 2 hours.
That explains it.
Yeah, so there was a lot that got cut, and you could tell it was made by a committee. Because I mean, I don't know how much you keep up with the news around it, but everything that fanboys were saying was fake news turned out to be true. Like, yes, there were 3 months of reshoots on that movie, and you could tell. And in fact, it's funny, you can tell like which scenes were shot by Joss Whedon, which were by Zack Snyder, just by what Henry Cavill looked like.
Oh yeah.
Because there were some scenes when even like it'd be the same scene, like I think when they were in the cornfield with Lois Lane, they cut back and forth, and it's like, okay, that's Henry Cavill, that's his heavily CGI face.
Mm-hmm.
And what were you saying?
Oh, nothing.
I was thinking of going to like one of the smaller cons if I didn't want to elaborately cosplay. I was just going to wear like a Superman hoodie and then like a surgical mask and like print out Henry Cavill's CGI face and cut out the mouth and put it on it
Nice.
so I could have that weird looking smile. That was the thing, the CGI, with them doing reshoots, and they couldn't push the date because that would have been a nightmare for them. They didn't have much time for post-production, it showed.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie either, but it's not what Justice League could have been.
Yeah, it could have been so much better. And honestly, Steppenwolf, I was a fan of Steppenwolf.
Yeah, that was the thing too. Using Steppenwolf as your main villain, like that'd be like having Ubu as the villain in the Batman. It's like, yeah, you could have had Steppenwolf as a character. I know what they were trying to do, and it was they were trying to originally know it was going to be 2 parts.
Yeah. So
they were going to do Darkseid in the second one, but now thanks WB, you wasted your 1 bullet on Darkseid's Lackey. What the original ending was going to be, and we have Kevin Smith, and thank for this becoming public, was at the end, Steppenwolf was going to try and convince Superman to come over to their side, and there was going to be a flashback to the nightmare scene from Batman versus Superman, so it was all going to make sense and everything, and then you were going to see like a quick flash of Darkseid on Apocalypse, and of course Superman resists. And then I think they defeated Steppenwolf in a different way, and then he went back to Apocalypse.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Way better.
And then Darkseid was going to kill Steppenwolf, and then say, I'm going to Earth myself to meet the Kryptonian. Yeah, that's how it was originally supposed to go.
Yeah, that sounds way better than what it was.
Yeah, and I know they took that out because they just wanted to play up Steppenwolf as the threat, because they kind of knew this was going to be a standalone movie instead of setting up a sequel. But if so, they should have taken out the line for Darkseid. Just like they had the post-credit stinger with Deathstroke and Lex Luthor.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I am really excited about Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Really don't care myself, but I know the
casting was great.
Oh yeah, the casting was perfect. I was like, I love this actor, and I know he'll do a good job as Deathstroke. And honestly, character design, love how he looks.
Yeah, that was something Zack Snyder had actually trivia about that. That post-credit scene was not in the cut that was screened, I think, for critics like 2 weeks before.
Oh, yeah,
they added it in just because they thought the movie was gonna do well, and now they're setting up something that might not happen. But it's weird, they're saying there might be another Legion of Doom stinger and Aquaman after the credits. But it's like, where are they gonna pay that off if no Justice League 2 is probably gonna happen?
Yeah.
It would be stupid if like they just show up at the beginning of Flashpoint, get defeated, and then because they did that something kind of like that. I think it was in like Justice League versus Teen Titans, because they've been setting up a Legion of Doom and some post-credit stingers in the animated movie. But the downside of that was they had just done Justice League Doom in a different continuity, so it's like, are you going to do the same movie again? And then there was just like they were taken down at the beginning for the whole thing with Teen Titans. I don't know.
So I have a question about this. but just because you mentioned Titans again, how do you feel about the fact there's going to be a Titans movie?
Oh, the show?
Show, sorry.
I think it's cool. I just kind of wish it was on Apple TV instead of the streaming service, because that's also going to have the third season of Young Justice on it. But we'll see. We've only seen Robin basically from here up, like how you're seeing me now. But Robin looks pretty cool so far. It's Dick Grayson. Not to say he's not going to become Nightwing, but I think they're either developing or they're just not going to do that, so the Nightwing movie can be its own thing.
I kind of hope they let Nightwing movie be its own thing, because Nightwing is my all-time favorite superhero. And when they kind of have hinted at oh my gosh, I'd like to have the actual name, being dead, Robin.
Which Robin? Well,
I know, that's what I'm like, no, they hinted at it in Batman vs Superman and Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but blanking on his name.
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of hinted at that, so okay, so Nightwing can exist now. He's gonna exist, and I'm kind of I just really want them to do him right and do him good.
Yeah, because Chris McKay, who's directing it, which worried me because he directed Lego Batman movie. I really did not like that. But he's like, okay, this isn't that movie. Yeah. And from what he says, it sounds like he really knows the character of Dick Grayson. Sorry, kind of lost my train of thought. But what he's been saying about it is that the reason you're not hearing news about it or a release date, but he said we'll probably get some official news in February, is that he's taking his time with it and making sure it gets right. Like they're going to do an actual open casting call for Dick Grayson, so it could be an unknown actor, which is not necessarily a bad thing if actors who's right for it. But yeah, maybe it'll get here by 2020 or something. But I just hope at least it's the same, exists with the same Batman that's in Matt Reeves' movie. Doesn't mean they have to overlap or say oh hey, Nightwing was just here or something like that. But this is a movie that's long overdue, and it's just weird that we still have not gotten Nightwing in live action yet. Yeah. After all these years, it's overdue, and I don't know. It's I really want to see the Batman movie get fleshed out. It's I doubt Batgirl's going to happen now because I think Joss Whedon took some of the blame for Justice League. But I was pulling for Gotham City Sirens, which I don't think is going to happen now. I wish that would. But yeah, to see a new Ivy, to see, I still want my Catwoman on screen, if that makes sense. I love Julie Newmar, but that was a different source for the time. Michelle Pfeiffer was great, but that was Tim Burton's Catwoman. Halle Berry, we're not going to really mention that because that wasn't even Selena Kyle, and that movie just got everything wrong that you could get wrong. I actually didn't watch that movie until 10 years after it came out. And Anne Hathaway was good, and she was more character-wise like the Selena Kyle we know now. But her look was more like a high-tech Julie Newmar. Yeah. And I want more of the look we've seen in the comics for the past 15 years or so with the zip-up eye suit and the goggles. Yeah. That's what I want to see. And if David Ayer still does it, just please do not give her a goddamn grill and tattoos on her face. Just make her Catwoman. It's not hard to get wrong. And, give Harley a little more of that new 52 look. But I guess we'll get into general movies now. Yeah. There's we're kind of running up on the hour of what we're going to do, but a lot of stuff coming up this year. But I'll let you go first since I've been kind of leading on these other ones. Are there 2 or 3, because the list continues on the next page, are there 2 or 3 that really stand out to you as must-sees?
For me, must-sees, Solo: A Star Wars Story. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so that one I'm really excited about. I think the casting looks really good for it.
They did, I think, some reshoots on that one, too, because they fired a director. But they brought on Ron Howard, so.
Yeah, So that one I'm pretty excited for. Ready Player One, video game nerds. Obviously, that one looks like it's going to be pretty good. Hopefully, it will be good. The trailers look really good. The effects look really good. That one's I'm excited for. And Fantastic Beasts 2. I've been a huge Harry Potter fan my whole life, so when they brought out Fantastic Beasts, I thought this is like really good. They're bringing out more of the Grindelwald stuff, so I'm excited to see where the series goes from here.
You know, what's funny now is they could actually, I know they wanted more Harry Potter VHS at WB. Obviously, that's why they did this, but now that there's what the Cursed Child, even though it was written as more like a play,
Yeah.
that's material for a new movie.
Oh,
they could potentially do. So I don't know why they haven't hopped on that as much.
I feel like they're going to try and like wait till Fantastic Beasts is a little more established and see where they're going.
Maybe let the actors age a little more. That's the thing. Do Daniel Radcliffe and all want to do another one after doing 8. Not to say what they don't, but actors often just want to move on. That's the thing.
And honestly, if they should age a little bit, because when they, at the end of the last Harry Potter movie, when they do
the CGI.
I was like, oh, I don't like that. They didn't do a good job with making them look that old.
Yeah.
They could have done a little better.
That's like when they aged down Robert Downey Jr. at the beginning of Civil War, and he looked more like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory than he did young Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, it was really. Yeah. His skin was really smooth.
They made him like they just made him look like they photoshopped him.
Yeah.
Like to be a perfect looking human, and then it's like this doesn't look right.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a person. It's like a video game character almost.
Yeah. Yeah, for those on there, let me see. I know which two are my most anticipated, but there might be another one I'll mention as well. Obviously, for me, Death Wish, which was originally supposed to come out last year, but it got pushed because of the Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
I know people are kind of not hot on the trailers, but I think that's just how they're cutting the trailers. Because I'm actually a big fan of the original Death Wish movies with Charles Bronson. I'm probably one of the only guys under 50 who owns all 5 of them. I love my vigilante justice. And yeah, I'm interested to see, you know, what Eli Roth does it, because they've been trying to get this remake off the ground for like a decade, and it took forever, and there were different filmmakers, and I think Bruce Willis can pull it off, because yes, he's done action movies, but you still believe him as that everyman, and that's what this character is. He's not the Punisher. He's just your everyday guy who his family was like raped and killed, and just snaps. And that's what makes him believable. And I think Bruce Willis can do that, because Stallone wanted to do this at one point, and I think Stallone is too far into that action guy thing, and I wouldn't quite have believed him as this, you know, down-to-earth character.
Yeah, I agree with that. He has kind of gone a little too far into the action.
Yeah.
He did Rambo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, I don't really.
Yeah, especially since, you know, he's done like the Expendable movies and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Just, wasn't Bruce Willis in like one of those two? I only saw the first one.
No, he did Red.
But it was, but like we said, Willis can still pull off that everyman thing. Like there was, I think around 2010 when Joe Carnahan was attached to Death Wish, there was talk of Liam Neeson. That's a guy who could still pull off the everyman.
He can pull it off, but at the same time, I'm a little sick of the action movies.
He's doing a lot of the same roles lately too.
Yeah, I'm not excited for computer.
I mean, it's good for him, and you know his bank account surely. And it's not to say they're bad movies, but it's like he's I think Hollywood's typing him after the success of Taken.
Yeah. A
little too much. Halloween's another one I'm looking forward to that was probably not going to be called just Halloween. And they've started shooting that, and Blumhouse is doing it, you know, who brings us like Insidious, The Purge, Sinister.
See, that's actually why I'm not too excited for. I did not like the Insidious movies.
I liked 2, and I thought 1 was okay, but it was like, I didn't, like the demon looked like Darth Maul with a steampunk Freddy Krueger glove, and I thought it was ridiculous, but I thought 2 was, I haven't seen 3 or 4.
I will consider though Sinister was probably one of my favorite horror movies that's come out in the past.
Yeah, me too. I love Sinister and the music in
The
it.
music in it was original.
Yeah, I thought of cosplaying Bagul too.
The only thing is like it kind of reminded me of Jigsaw a bit. And I was like, why do you look like Jigsaw? Like anytime I see it, that's my only thing I don't really like about it. They made Sinister 2 though, and then I was like, oh, with it.
I thought it was alright, but not as good as the first because you had to do it differently. Because the first one was this slow mystery, you know, less is more and whatnot. And 2, the cat's out of the bag, which is another reason why you should absolutely watch Sinister 1 first.
Okay.
But they showed it from the kid's point of view, which was another way to tackle it. But it fell into the trapping that Saw sequels did, is they glamorized the snuff films too much, whereas they were playing, you know, more like it was again less is more.
Yeah.
Was the first one, but the music was still great too. But it was just unfortunate that 2 didn't do well enough to get a third.
Yeah, they could have done something really cool with that. Sinister 2 just kind of. It's just.
But they're talking Sinister and Insidious crossover,
Oh.
which could make sense because you know with the further and Bagul exists in another dimension. So
yeah,
it could work.
It could work, but I just don't like these movies that much. And then Sinister 2, and I'm like, okay, I don't think
I mean, I like Purge a lot. Well, more so 2 and 3.
Oh yeah, the first one I was like,
it was okay. It's like you should still watch it at least one time.
Yeah.
Have it, but yeah, 2 is what 1 should have been.
Yeah, the first one I was like, I don't care about this family who were being stupid. I want to see what's going on everywhere.
Yeah, it's like
all the overall of what happens during the first.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, especially the subtext and where they went with election year. Yeah, the subtext is very spot on with how they're commenting on society. But yeah, Halloween, and I don't know if you've been following the details on this. They really need to release a guide to the Halloween movies so the general public knows what the hell's going on because the timeline's so screwed. Okay, we can leave out Season of the Witch because it was its own thing, but
we leave out number 3.
Yeah, that was Season of the Witch.
Oh, that I cannot remember.
Yeah, that was the standalone. But yeah, okay.
And what about Halloween Resurrection?
Well, I'm going to get to that because okay, the first 6, okay, 5 out of the first 6 had their own continuity, and then H2O came along, and that was like only 1 and 2 happened, and Resurrection was the sequel to that, and then Rob Zombie rebooted things. He did too, and now this one exists as if only the original 1978 happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the hell? So it's like we've seen Jamie Lee Curtis get killed. Then a different girl is loaded for a stroke for 2 movies, and now Jamie Lee Curtis is back.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I think Halloween was one of the first horror movies I ever watched. I watched it when I was 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's got one of the iconic themes in all movies.
Oh yeah. And it's just kind of exciting to work with. With the Rob Zombie ones, I did like that we kind of saw a little more into his childhood. I really did like seeing that.
I'm a little iffy on that because I like seeing him more as, you know, young sometimes he's just the shape, you know, he kills.
So not that I sympathized him, it's just I liked that there was a little more background. Because we've known that he's not just like a supernatural being. And you got stabbed in the eye with knitting needles and survived, but forget about that for a second. But it's just like he is a human, so I'm kind of like, why is he killing? Like, I just like seeing that kind of stuff. Like, why is the person killing? Whereas, you know, Friday the 13th, he was kind of supernatural after Mom was done killing.
Well, yeah, Jason really, in a way, he wasn't quite supernatural until 6, when he was like flat out back from dead. But the guy who directed Jason Goes to Hell says Jason's a dead eye, like from Evil Dead, because he put the Necronomicon in Jason Goes to Hell, and that was his explanation. Because like, why is Jason an adult and alive so soon after his mother was killing people instead of a kid? And that was his explanation for it. But yeah, I know they're supposed to kind of tweak the original ending for Halloween, so it's going to be interesting how they're going to do that. Why Michael Myers been gone for 40 years. It's like, was he just like, he had a house in the suburbs and was like, hey, I think I should start killing people again or whatever. But I hope they find a way to do it. But yeah, this whole timeline thing is weird, and especially I think getting Halloween 2 out of the mix. I think that's the one where they established Lori was his sister.
Mm-hmm.
So that might not even be part of this now, because for years people just take it for granted, and everyone's going to remember like Halloween 2 is where they said she was his sister, and even Rob Zombie kept that for his story.
Yeah.
It's like also, on a related note, even though this isn't a movie coming this year, they're talking about doing another RoboCop. And, they did, like a remake a few years back. Well, this one is going to be a sequel to the original RoboCop.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't care what anyone says. I like RoboCop too. And just like that whole scene where he gets reprogrammed is hilarious.
Yeah.
But then RoboCop 3, you can at least watch the laugh at, like Batman and Robin or Superman 4. Because it's just so bad, it's good.
Yeah.
Winchester, that's not one I'll see in theater, but one I'll see eventually, because I grew up on paranormal and everything. And just having familiarity with the Winchester house, it lends itself well to a horror movie. Of course, they're saying it's based on a true story, which technically is, but of course it's going to be heavily embellished. It's like I think one I looked at was Strangers Prey at Night, and they say The Strangers is based on a true story. And as far as that goes, there were some true crime stories that might have had something to do with it, but that was just based on, people knocking on doors to see if anyone's home, and if no one is, they rob the place.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll give a brief mention to The Nun, which is one I'll probably wait till it's on TV, because the Conjuring movies are very hit or miss with me.
Yeah. I didn't really like them that much. A lot of horror movies that come out in the past decade, I don't like very much.
Sinister was my favorite of this decade. But yeah, I think we're over the hour now, and we've gone through the list, I think.
Yeah.
Now it's a good time to start closing. So, would you mind telling people where they can find you on social media and such?
Yep, you can find me on Facebook as Hello Kimmy Cosplay, or Instagram and Twitter as Hello Kimmy Cos. Those are pretty much all my handles. I don't use Instagram as much though, so Facebook and Twitter would be better.
Okay, and as for me, I guess I'll plug links as I usually do at this time in a show. This podcast, of course, Videocast will be cross-posted on 2 sites, which, of course, as we usually did over at dccomicsnews.com. So head over there for latest DC news across all forms of media, and my personal blog site, multiverseentertainment.wordpress.com. And then, although it's not affiliated with this show, please check out WeGotThisCovered.com for all your entertainment needs. And then my friends over at CultureJunkies.net, and you can like this at Facebook.com/podcast for all seasons. Kept the URL, even though it's now called the page, formerly known as Podcast for All Seasons. So, thanks for hanging out with us for a bit, and goodbye.